Hi, my name is Rowena and I'm just going to talk to you a little bit about how to use natural light when photographing food or hot beverages. Today right here I'm just going to use a cup of coffee with the cafetiere on a table setting with the couch. So it's going to be a slightly more editorial look than all about the coffee. So that's kind of what I'm going for today. So first thing I want to explain is my setup. First of all, I'm using backlight. So backlight is one of the sort of key things when you're photographing food or drinks, which is kind of different to when you would shoot a portrait. You would want the light coming from the front, but with food and drinks you tend to want the light from the back or from the side. Sometimes is definitely almost always preferable. It just kind of makes the subjects look better. As we're shooting with natural light today, it's now quite late in the afternoon. It's just gone 4 o'clock, and it's sort of mid-March, so the sun has not got much longer left in the sky. It's quite a cloudy day today. However, despite having the cloud, I've still needed to put some diffuser on the window. If you have particularly heavy cloud, then you may not need any diffuser at all, but generally if you have sort of lighter cloudy day like today or a very bright sunny day, then you would definitely want to put some diffuser over your window. I mean, I've just used a very light curtain here. You could use a bed sheet, or you could buy some diffuser from a camera shop or supplier. The diffuser paper tends to be quite expensive, so I mean these things work just as well, or you could use a big reflector as a diffuser as well. So the camera that I'm going to be using today is a digital SLR camera. I mean, pretty much you could do this with a point and shoot if you wanted to. You could start off that way. The DSLR camera just gives you a bit more control over what the camera does. With a point and shoot, you tend to have less control over what happens. So I'm using a DSLR. DSLRs are kind of standard or sort of medium format as well for professionals taking pictures of food and drinks. For professional use. So here I've just got a Nikon D70 here today. I've got a macro 90mm lens. You could use like a 50mm lens, or even if you've got like a sort of standard like 100mm lens. There's no specific best type of lens to use. Everyone kind of has their own favourite. This Tamron 90mm macro is my personal favourite. I feel that I get a really nice soft picture with it, and I get lots of nice, I can get quite a lot of depth of field out of it as well. Depth of field, by the way, is just the amount of picture that's in focus. So if you have a shallow depth of field, it means like the background is out of focus, and if you've got a long depth of field, then you've got everything in focus. So what I'm trying to achieve here is to have the sort of coffee, which is the main subject of the picture, with the couch and the book and such like in the background just sort of faded out and a bit blurred, so that the focus is drawn to the coffee. So with my setup here, I've just got the main light, my main key light, if you like, is coming from the back here. So I'm just going to take a picture now. I've already set it up the way that I would like it to look, and my cat's just about to come into the picture. Sasha! She likes to get involved in my shoots, yeah, it's kind of her thing. So I'm just going to take a quick picture now. So I'm quite happy with the composition and everything that I've got in at the moment. I quite like the general look of the picture. But what I'm finding is, so because the light's coming from behind, I'm getting shadows in front, which is fine, but they're quite hard at the moment. So all I'm going to do is just get my reflector and help bounce some of the light, the key light that's coming in from behind, and just bounce that back in so that it just takes some of the shadow out from the front of the cup and lifts some of the shadow from the table. I'm just adding a piece of white card here, which helps to bounce some white light over onto this side, and I'm going to use this reflector. These reflectors are really quite good. They have lots of different sizes. It's a sort of 3-in-1 job. So I've got the white on here, which you can use on its own sometimes. There's also a gold side, and if I unzip it, there's also a silver side inside and a black side. It's up to you. I mean, play around, have a try out, try the gold side, try the silver. You get sort of different effects. You sort of get a bluer effect with the silver. It tends to be quite hard, or you can get a more sort of softer golden effect with using the gold. Personally for this situation I'm just going to use the white one, which is just going to take out some of the hard shadows just in front of the cup here, and just soften that off. And it also helps to bring out some of the detail in the wood just by, so that the shadows aren't as heavy on there. Nice, so I'm quite happy with the look of that shot. I should just explain here that I've got my camera on a tripod here, quite a sturdy tripod, because the light level is quite low. I wouldn't be able to actually hand hold it in this level of light without causing camera shake and the picture coming out blurry. It's generally quite a good idea to have your camera on a tripod for still life setups anyway. That way you can reduce all risk of shake and blurriness in your pictures, and you always get a nice sharp picture. It's a good idea to spend probably at least £100 on tripod to get a decent one, so that it has a good amount of weight, so that your camera will be nice and steady in the shot. The other thing I should mention, the settings I've currently got my camera on to get a nice depth of field is f4.5. With my 90mm lens, that's getting me the coffee cup and the cafetiere nice and sharp in focus, and then the background, the couch and the book and all that is out of focus. So as you can see from the first photograph here, the shadows are quite a lot darker, although the scene looks quite nice and very natural. And from this picture here, this is where we have added in the reflector. So you had the whiteboard on the right hand side, and then the reflector on the left hand side, slightly to the front. And you can see that the shadows have just been lifted up that little bit, and it's just not quite as heavy or dramatic, so it's a bit more of a softer scene, which is what we're going for. So there we are. A top tip of the day: whenever you're shooting hot beverages, you want to try and convey the fact that it's hot. So you want to be able to capture the steam coming off of the cup of coffee or tea or hot chocolate or whatever it is you're using. So you have to capture it very, very quickly after making it. Or if you're not in the situation where you can always capture it straight away, or there's time between it being made and you taking the picture, some top tips: you could use hot water with cotton wool and sit them behind the plate, which when you can get the steam coming off there to get extra steam. Or sometimes food stylists use dry ice on set. So yes, some top tips there for you. Another thing is to help bring out the steam, is to use a sort of darker background. So obviously you've got the light colour of the steam, so the darker background will help you to see that better than a lighter background. So I hope you found the tutorial useful, and hopefully you'll be back for more.